So today we're going to be doing another get ready with me style video, and we're going to be talking about how BH has declared bankruptcy. Now, I don't know how it is in other countries, but in the US, depending on the type of bankruptcy you file, it doesn't necessarily mean you're going out of business. Also, as like a disclaimer, I've already prepped my eyes and my skin with primer. And we're going to be using this palette today. Now, the two big reasons that BH Cosmetics says that the reason why they have to declare bankruptcy is the fact that they had COVID happen, which everybody had that happen. I know that's kind of like a redundant sentence, but they said they lost almost or just over $20 million in business between the years of 2019 and 2020. They're saying they really weren't having any issues with anything until 2020 happened. Like, they were getting by, they were doing, they were hustling and they were doing fine. 2020 happened and they went from, I believe it was $53 million in business a year to 32 or 34, I think. Which is still that's a shit ton of money. That's a lot of profit. But taking, what would that be? A 40% hit to your sales. That's a lot. That's a lot for any company to have to try and navigate and handle. So I believe that. The other reason that they said they were having issues is because they had a couple of collaborations that didn't go as planned. They didn't do as well as what had been hoped they would do, so that was the other thing. Now, I'm going to assume that the two collaborations they're talking about are with Iggy Azalea and Doja Cat, and if that's the case, I also would believe that that played a bigger role in it. A couple of other minor issues that they said were happening is the fact that the market is just really oversaturated. So many people have come out with makeup lines in the last 2 years, and the market was saturated even before we had all these different brands pop up. So there is that as well. And that does play a factor in it. I'm not saying it doesn't. I think BH, though, is trying to, in my opinion, blame circumstances that are outside of their control versus blaming things that they could control. Because there are a couple of problems I think BH has that they could have remedied sooner, and I think it would have helped. For one, I don't think they should have done the collaborations with Doja Cat and Iggy Azalea. I think Iggy Azalea did a better job marketing her collab with them versus what Doja Cat did. But I also don't think Iggy Azalea has the fan base that Doja Cat does. I think Iggy genuinely likes makeup. I think she did a much better job marketing it than what Doja Cat did. She went on Nikki Tutorials channel and they did the whole, I'm gonna call it not an ad, but they marketed her collaboration with them, and she went into this whole spiel about how she had always loved 2000s makeup, and that's kind of what inspired the collection. So I definitely think she did a better job marketing the collab than what Doja Cat did, but Iggy Azalea is not as popular as what she used to be. If she, at least in my opinion, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think if they had done this collaboration with her in 2014, it would have popped off. Same thing with Doja Cat. I think Doja Cat has a larger fan base, and I also think that she loves makeup too. You can see it in her Instagram, how she really plays with her look. You can see it on her TikTok, how she plays with her look. But Doja Cat didn't really market the palette at all. I went all the way back to before her first collaboration to see if I could see where she tagged the brand, where she tagged her collaboration with them. she didn't. She really, really didn't do any marketing. And I think BH Cosmetics got screwed because of that. Like, I think she really screwed them over with her lack of promotion of her palette in collaboration. And then I'm assuming that they had a second, you know, like how did I get eyeshadow on my freaking forehead? Do you see that? I don't even know. But I'm assuming that's why she has like another collab with them, that more skincare one, is because of the contract she has with them. So I think that's a big part of the reason why those two collaborations didn't pop off. I think they chose one person who wasn't like a big enough person. And I also think the second person didn't market it very well. I think that if they had done like what Morphe did and took advantage of influencer marketing more so than celebrity marketing, I think they would have had a much better opportunity, like chance at not going into bankruptcy. So like if they had done a collab with Angelica Nyqvist, because that's all she does is talk about BH. She loves BH, and I'm not even being sarcastic. She really, really does. She's the reason I started buying BH Cosmetics. She does so many series on them and like reviews on them. So I think if they had done like a collaboration with her, even if it had to be like a smaller collaboration, but a collaboration with her, I think that would have really helped the brand. I also think that if they had done it with any other influencer who loves makeup, like obviously Angelica Nyqvist, Annette's Makeup Corner, Make Me Up Missa, Smoky Glow, like any of these brands or any of these influencers that have loyal fan bases, they would have sold out of those palettes. Instead, they did it with two people, and I don't think either collection sold out. And I think they just mass marked, like overproduced and didn't sell enough. So I think that really hurt them. Sorry, I just had to like cut my crease a little bit. I think the other thing that kind of hurt BH Cosmetics is a brand. As a brand, other than like the Morphe like how they should have taken more advantage of influencer marketing. I know they had a collab with Sylvia Ghani, I believe her name is. I think they should have done more things like that. I think they also should have pulled a Morphe, because say what you will about Morphe, they are a very successful brand. Like at Ulta, Morphe, NYX, and the Ulta Beauty brand are always tying, at least at my store, for first place in sales on the drugstore side of the store. So I think had they done like what Morphe does with the influencer collaborations, they would have done better. I also think that if they had just done like what Morphe does with the discount codes, you know, Jack Attack for 10% off, code Nikki for 10% off. I think if they had done like more collaboration, like more influencer codes like that with influencers that really love them. So again, like Angelica Nyqvist, Missa really loves them. You know, if they had done that type of a situation, I really think that that would have helped. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think it would have harmed their business any to do that. If anything, I think it probably would have helped their situation a little bit, because it would have gotten more people to buy more things. Because like when you have a coupon code, it's been shown you buy more because you're getting more off. You can't just buy like one thing. You have to buy like 10 things. So there's that. I think another problem that BH suffers from is the fact that they don't promote their really awesome products. So like their brushes. I love BH's brushes. I use them all the time, but they don't promote them very often. They come out, they'll promote them if they're coming out with like a new collection of brushes, but that's about it. They don't promote them. I also think that they discontinue their best sellers for whatever reason, which I think is dumb as hell. Like their Sweet Shop palettes, they discontinue those. Why would you discontinue your best selling product? Like if that is your best selling product, Why would you discontinue it? You shouldn't. I don't know why they did, because to me that just seems a bit foolish. So, for example, like their Sweet Shop palettes. They came out with 6 of those. They restocked it twice, I think, and then they just discontinued it. Why would you discontinue your best-selling products? I don't understand. I think they also could have taken more advantage of those Sweet Shop palettes. So, like, if they were going to discontinue Sweet Shop, then do, like, a second round of it. Like, Sweet Shop After Dark. So have darker, deeper, grungier versions of those 6 color stories that came out with. Or Sweet Shop Pastels, coming out with pastel versions of those palettes. People would have eaten that up. I'm not even kidding. People would have loved that. But they didn't do that. They just discontinued it. They also discontinued their Birthstone collection, like not even a year after everything came out. So like how they were coming out, and I understand that it was supposed to be a limited edition thing, but December was only a month ago. And the only palette that they have left on their website from that collection is June, I believe, the Pearl collection. You know, why would you do that to yourself? Like, they shot themselves in the foot when they did that. Something else I've noticed just from working at Ulta is BH changes their packaging a lot. So the Trending in Tokyo palette, just at Ulta that I have seen, has 3 different packagings on it. It has 3 different covers. Why are you wasting, I'm sorry, that's a waste of time and money to change the packaging 3 times. What is it there? When once would have been enough, or just don't change it at all. The original packaging was cute. Why are you changing it if there's nothing wrong with it? So I think errors were made. Something else I think BH never did that they should have done is they never release singles of anything. They never release like single bronzers or single highlighters or single blushes. It's always in a palette. Why? If you were to even, okay, let's just say for example, if they were to do like, if they wanted to keep it like the Belgian waffle thing, they could have done Belgian waffle 1, Belgian waffle 2, Belgian waffle 3. And just done like different volumes for different skin tones. And then had the bronzer and the highlight, bronzer, highlight, bronzer, highlight. And instead of charging $18 for this, charge $10 or $15. This is an amazing formula. But like, I'm not gonna use these 2 things. I would have honestly have rathered bought like 2 compacts at $10 and just spent $20 versus $18 and then have a thing that you're not going to use. Does that make sense? I hope this is making sense. I mean, obviously I'm not a marketing expert or anything, so I can't speak to their exact situation. But it doesn't make sense to me that they don't release enough, in my opinion, either. They're always releasing brushes, which is fine. But again, they're doing it in sets. They're not selling in store anyway individual brushes. And they don't have that many individual brushes online either. Because I did check. They don't have that many options for single brushes online. And they should, because their brushes are amazing. But like, nobody needs to keep buying sets of brushes, and nobody's going to keep buying sets of brushes unless they're makeup artists unless they're makeup artists or something. And I will say BH's brushes are amazing quality. Like, BH's brushes are one of their best products, in my opinion. I have bought several of their brush sets, and I love them to pieces. I use them regularly. Like, this is a BH brush. This is a BH brush. I use their brushes regularly, and it's an amazing product. But again, I think they should do, like, what Morphe does, and do the influencer marketing, but then also have individual brushes on sale. I think what needs to happen, I hate to say this, I think that BH needs to be bought out by a parent company. Okay, keep like the formulas and everything the same, but be bought out by a parent company, and then that parent company needs to help them with the marketing, with the sales, like the product development and stuff, because BH has got solid formulas, but they don't have a large enough product range either. I think is the problem. They have their palettes and they have their blushes, like their brushes. They have their eye palettes, they have their face palettes, and they have their brushes, but they don't have foundations, they don't have concealers, they don't have highlighters, they don't have lip products, they're missing so many core elements. They don't have a mascara. Why don't they have a mascara? They are missing so many core elements to their thing, like to their product line. It's a little bit ridiculous. Like, they don't even have an eye primer or anything. They have the creative vision, but they don't have it in, like, they don't have it to where it's going to last, if that makes any type of sense. Okay, we are not commenting on the eyelashes, except for the fact that I'm very proud I got them done. So to finish up the eyes, I'm going to take my highlighter brush and I'm just going to use this gold shade in this palette and kind of tuck that underneath my brow bone like that. But anyway, moving on. So in general, I think part of the problem with BH is the fact that while they are affordable, like another reason why people don't buy them very often, or they're not as popular as what they could be, is while they are affordable and their products have got amazing quality, like, please don't take this as me knocking the quality, because I'm not. They're not as affordable as what they could be. They're not as affordable as, say, ColourPop. They're not as affordable as, say, Morphe, in the sense that, yes, Morphe's palettes are more expensive, but you're also getting like a butt ton more shades to help kind of even that out. So they're affordable, but they're not super affordable. And it makes sense, like I said, given the quality, but people don't want to pay for something that's like reasonably affordable when they could get something that's like really affordable, or something that is maybe a little bit more expensive, but you're getting more bang for your buck, if that makes sense. But yeah, so that's kind of my thoughts on BH. What I really hope happens, and I think I might have said this already, is I genuinely hope they get bought out by a bigger parent company. I really, really do. And then I hope that parent company helps them with, like I said, product development and getting better marketing and more product lines. I think another thing that they should consider doing is buying like a bigger section in Ulta. And what I mean by that is the fact that if they were to make it so that they had more products available at Ulta, they and I'm not like I said, I'm not 1,000% sure about this, but they would probably get like a bigger section. I don't know how it is at all Ultas, but like at mine, the one that I work at, BH has literally got a 3 foot, it's barely 3 feet. It might not even be 3 feet. It's like 2 feet end cap. And it's literally just like an end cap. It's nothing special. Like, you have to either be looking for BH Cosmetics to find it, or you have to ask an employee to find it. And there's no like really good spacing, but that's what BH has paid for. So I think if they were to buy a bigger section, that would probably help them out quite a bit as well. And maybe that's not how it actually is, but that's kind of how it seems. I think that they really just need an overhaul of their product development. and marketing strategies. Like, I think they need fresh eyes in there too, and somebody who's like a little bit more in tune with trends and what products are being wanted right now. Because BH's best products are their brushes and their eyeshadows, but they've discontinued other products that I've heard are really good, like their highlighting palettes. Like, why did those get discontinued? Why didn't they just make them singles, if that makes sense? Like, why? There's something flawed in that, if that makes sense. Let me spray my face down really quick. So that's kind of like my opinions on BH and where they have gone wrong. I really hope they recover from this. I really, really do want them to recover because I enjoy their products. Like you've seen, I've used their brushes today. I used their face palette. I used their eye palettes. If they had lipsticks, I would buy some lipsticks from them or something. Like, I don't mind spending money on them, but I wish that they would come out with like a larger range of products. Where did my lipstick go? Right there. So I think if they're going to survive, they need to do that. Like, it's not even I want them to do it. It's almost like they need to do it. Otherwise, BH is going to be the next brand that we say goodbye to. Alright, you guys, but that is it for today's video. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section below. Do you agree with anything that I said about BH? Do you disagree with anything I said about BH? What are your thoughts on the success of their business? Because quite honestly, I can't remember if I just said this or not. I have, my memory is shot right now for whatever reason. But I do believe that if BH doesn't hurry up and pull their heads out of their butts and start paying attention to what people are asking for, and start doing better product development and everything, they are going to be they're going to be the next backup. We're going to see them go bye-bye, and I really don't want that to happen. So with that being said, if you guys like this video, please do not forget to comment, like, subscribe, and possibly share it. That all helps me out, gets my name out there. And with that being said, I will see you all in the next one. Bye.